Good day coders, and welcome to this training video which will show you how to use loops in Python. So imagine I wanted to print my name 10 times. Let's see, print, I'm just going to put my name, okay, 10 times. If I do this, it's going to be printed once, but if I could just, copy paste it to the next line as many times as I want. Okay, so if I run this now, it's going to print it 5 times. Okay, this is inefficient as I could make a mistake, and in the computing world there is a concept called looping, and this is what we want to talk about now. There are 2 types of loop. One is called the for loop, and it goes something like this. For, you give it a variable, whatever that variable happens to be. It could be x, could be a, could be I, could be z, could be count, could be anything you want. Okay, in range, that's in range, open bracket 10, and then you need that colon in there. We've talked about the colon with the if, we talk about it with the for loop as well. So let's look at that statement on line number 1. The if is a reserved word, which is a loop. So I want to loop for this value, for this variable, from 0 up to 9. Whatever this number is minus 1, that will give me 10. Okay, the word in is necessary, and the word range is necessary because that range gives me from 0 to whatever that number is minus 1. So if that number is 100, it'll go up to 99. Now, technically, if we click run, it should work, but I'm telling you now it's not going to work, and I'm going to tell you why. And you need to be careful with this. We have spoken about this before. We will speak about it again. This line is not indented. So Python thinks this for loop has no statements to run under it. And how do I know this? If I click at the end of the for loop and I hit enter, you notice the space that is kept from the beginning of the line. This is called indentation. It is super important in Python. You need to be aware of it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete to bring this up there, and if I click run, we said there 4, I'm just going to do 5, so that's going to print my name 5 times. Okay, now if I add their count, and before I showed you how to put a plus, remember count is a variable, and what type is this? What type of data is it? This is an integer type or a number. This is going to give me an error because I cannot, that Python will think that I'm adding this number 0 to the name Abdul Latif, and it's going to crash on me and tell me, oh, I cannot be adding an integer to a string because this is a string, this is an integer. So if I have different types of, there's more than one way around it. The easiest way is just put a comma. That means I'm separating these values, and if I leave it like this, the number that's going to be printed is going to be stuck to the letter A. Watch. So we work around it. Actually, in this case, it didn't. There's some space, but usually what I do, I would leave a space there just to ensure that it doesn't get stuck. If it did, I would just leave that space there. Okay? So, you're wondering why am I printing 0? Well, because count starts from 0 and it ends up at 4. So if I want to print 1 to 5, I just add 1 to count. I'm not changing count. I'm just saying, okay, print count plus 1. So the first time it will be 1, second time will be 2, last time will be 5. There you go. Okay, that's in simple terms how the for loop works. In a nutshell, for our purposes, I need the for some variable name, I need the term in or the word in, and I need range, and I need some number which is there to this is how many times I'm going to loop, and then all the statements which are here, okay, will be executed. Now I just put one statement. I could put 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, whatever statements I want. The only condition is all of them must be aligned and indented to the same level. Is that okay? Now, after this, can I print the square of all these numbers? Yes, of course I can. So I could do count times count, for example. That's going to give me 0 up to 16. Oh, sorry, I didn't print anything. I accept my apologies. I need to print and put that in there. And again, sometimes you might do that mistake that I did. So this is going to print 0 times 0, 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4. Okay, which is up to 16. So if I wanted to go up, if I want to go up from 1 to 5, then I would have to put another bracket there. You need to remember your bond math, guys. This is from math. So count plus 1, and then count plus 1 again. Watch how this works. computer is going to evaluate this first, and that's going to be when count equals 0, this whole thing is going to be 1, and this whole thing is going to be 1. So the computer is going to multiply 1 times 1 and show me 1. So if I run this again, you will notice it will be 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. I hope that makes sense. Okay, other things we can do here with the 4, you notice I'm just working with these two lines. I'm going to go up to 100, and I want to print all the numbers that divide by, all the values between 0 and 100 that divide by 3. Okay, so the number that is going to loop through it, the value that I need, okay, it's called count, because count is going to have all these values from 0 up to 99. So if I say count mod, and the word here is mod 3 equal 0, I will put this as a comment here, modulus, the percent is mod, which is remainder in division. When you divide, it gives you the remainder. So I'm saying, if I divide count by 3, whatever count is, remember count is going to change from 0 to 99. If I divide count by 3 and the remainder is 0, I want to print that, and that's going to be, I need to introduce an if statement, forgive me for that mistake. So I'm going to say if that mod 0 is, mod 3 is equal to 0, remember I need to indent, I need to print count. If I click run there, that is going to give me all the numbers which are divisible by 3. Do you see? Okay, from 0 up to 99. Okay, I can change this to any number I want. I could say mod 7, okay, and that's going to be 0, 7, 14, all the way up to whatever number divides by 7. And I could change this to 1,000, and guess what? Well, it's just going to do it. It's going to go up to there. I could even do it 10,000, a million. Don't try to get the computer tired, it won't. If you write your code right, then that will be, the computer will just do it. It's not going to get tired. So don't test it. Don't try to make it tired. Don't make the computer go into an endless loop. That's a different story. Okay. Now there is a question here that might pop up. Somebody saying, well, how about the else? Like, why did you put an else? Well, because I don't have an else. I'm only saying here, I'm looking at the value. If the number is divisible by 7 or by whatever number you decide to, I want you to print that number. If it doesn't, don't do anything. So I won't print, I won't do anything. It'll just go back to the loop and keep repeating. So for this, it will print 1 and 7. That's why you got these values printed. I hope that made sense. Okay, so this was the for loop. Now I need to introduce the while loop. The while loop is a little bit trickier. Now in order for me just to comment this out, I'm going to comment all of these out, and I'm going to try to replicate what I did with the for loop with using the while loop. So the while loop, I can say while count, for example, is less than 100. Again, similar idea there. I want you to print count. Let's just say less than 5, and we'll replicate the same thing. Let's just print my name. Okay. Under normal circumstances, someone might say, oh, this is going to work, but we have a little problem. And the problem is count. Remember, I made all of these comments so the computer will ignore these. Count has not been initialized. I must initialize count manually, like myself. Okay, by giving it a value. So I want count to start at 0. I'll say count equals 0. Now, again, I will show you what most of you will do. Will make a mistake when you're doing it. You say, okay, I started count at 0. I'm just going to run it. Well, guess what you did? You made what we call an endless loop. This is running forever and ever. I don't know if you're noticing it here. It's not going to stop ever. It's going to keep going because I have not changed the value of count. The only way I can stop this from going is by clicking the stop button. Okay, when I click the stop button, it will stop. In order for this to work properly, I need to say count equal count plus 1. And now I will explain. You notice here, I just need the while keyword and the condition. This is my condition. So this is saying, I want you to do all of these as long as count is less than 5. Okay, count started at 0. Now in the previous, before I added this, count didn't change. It was always less than 5, so that's why it kept going forever. But now I changed it. So now it's going to print my name, increment count. It's going to keep incrementing it. When count becomes 5, this expression becomes false, the program will jump over to line number 8 and then nothing is happening there, it will exit. So this should print my name 5 times. Again, in here it's a little bit trickier. Let's say I want to put count there. You'll see what I mean in a second. So that we're trying to replicate what we did before. Okay, if I want to print count plus 1, I can just say count plus 1. Again, that will do, but there's another way around this. This is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it would be, because I don't have this range, why don't I go from 1 and I say here less than or equal to. And again, when you're solving your problem, when you're coding, whether you do it this way or the other way, both of them are totally acceptable, no issues. So this is looking at both loops. Again, if I wanted to do the multiplication like we did before, I will get rid of this and I will say just count times count. And again, I need this there all the time. If I take it out, it's just going to crash and the numbers will keep adding. And I can prove this to you. If I comment this out, again, this will happen. I will do it just to show you so you can believe me. So if I run, look at the numbers. Okay? Count is never changing. So every time it's printing 1 times 1, 1 times 1, because I haven't changed it. So I'm going to stop this here, get rid of that, and then run again, and then you will see that count is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it didn't stop. I'll stop it again, and I'll run again. Okay, and that will just give me 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. I do have a 15-minute limit on this video, so I'm going to try to cut it short and keep it to that. I will do the other one like we did. So if I increase this up to 100, and here I do again whatever we did up there. If count mod or %7 is equal 0. Again, I need these, and I need crucial again. I need to. That first one have to be there, but that second one, and this is important. This print count is under the if, but this count is not under the if, it's under the while, the count equal count plus 1. You need to be careful. Okay, if I push it there, then count will only be incremented when it's printed, and that's not what I want. So if I click run now, it's going to do what it did before. Be super careful with the indentation. What do I want to be executed under the if? In this case, it's just a print statement, but this count equal count plus 1, it doesn't belong to the if, it actually belongs to the while. I hope this was a good, you benefited from this video, and you can keep working on your summative and use it for your summative. I will see you on the next one. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please let me know.